Wow, feels weird to be in front of a camera again. But hello, I am here at the Shavano and Tabawash trailhead. Today, going to be climbing up and then boarding down the Angel of Shavano. For a full guide on this snow line, you can check the link in the description below. Yeah, I didn't think I'd be able to get to the standard trailhead today. I was, so that saved me a bunch of time and mileage, which is great. Yeah, from here, pretty obvious start. I'm gonna stop rambling and let's hit the trail. We'll talk more about it on the way. About half a mile in here is your only signed trail junction of the day. Leaving the Colorado Trail, headed up to Shavano here. Even in the early season here, about mid-April, you're gonna want solid snow. Obviously, know the Avi conditions, know what you're dealing with before you do any snow line here in Colorado or outside the state. Once the snow has stabilized, this is a great line. It's about 8 to 9 miles plus, depending on where you start, with about 4,400 feet of vert. Assuming you go to the top, you do not have to tag Shavano to ride the Angel, climb the Angel. The reason why it's called that is pretty obvious. I'll show you in a little bit here, but essentially the snow literally looks like an angel. So your whole approach is gonna be the standard trail until you get to like 11.3-ish, and then I'll show you where you leave this trail. Shout out to CFI, Colorado 14ers Initiative, for this new trail. Building this over the last several years, and they bought some land on the top of Shavano, so it's no longer privately owned, which is sweet. If you're looking to give back to the 14ers, partner with CFI, check out my Instagram, and I'll have details there on how to do a trail work project with me. Come hang out for the day, give back to these awesome mountains, and feel good about yourself as well. It's hard work. Just a little over 2 miles from the trailhead. This is where you're gonna wanna start paying attention, because if there isn't a skin track that's pretty obvious, or like descent tracks to follow up, the standard trail does split around here and the trees get pretty thick. I'll try to show you like the obvious turnoff, but there's so much snow and all that's going to change on your day or depend on your day. Just have a GPX track on your GPS device to follow would be my recommendation here. A beautiful morning. I was a little worried about the fog initially, but it burned off. Just about 11.3 here, 11,300 feet, and it becomes very obvious where to go. So straight up the gut, Shavano summit, kind of, I don't know, I think that's the false summit right there, but regardless, the saddle is where your line kind of ends, although there's a chance, depending on the time of year, that you can get all the way up to the summit. So we'll see what that looks like. I've been doing this online thing for a bit now, so I know every single person who backcountry skis right now is like, Mickey, why don't you have your skins on? You're skinny, you're not skinny. You know what? I don't feel like it. There's so many reasons, but I'll just leave it at this. It's so much easier to film. I don't have to backtrack with the split board. So that is the main reason, and I suck at skinning. If you've been on this channel for a while, you know that. So I'd rather just boot it as far as I can and then switch to skins if I need to. 11,800 feet now. If you get lost here, you got some serious problems. You're going right up the middle until you're gonna bang a rusty, right at the top of the Angel. So far, the ascent here has been very mellow, but the next part is the steepest part. This line is not steep at all. It's probably 35, maybe 40 degrees. So it's a nice kind of intro line if you want this long approach. As I said, it's pretty early in the season and there's still a really long approach here. So expect a lot of walking both ways. What is nice is it lasts usually pretty long, depending on the year, June, July. But if you are coming that late, you're literally going to probably be riding to like here and then walking the entire rest of the way out. So temper your expectations depending on the season. 12.5, looking down the initial climb here, and then up at the next section. I would likely be booting this because I don't own ski crampons, which I definitely should invest in. This section right here would be pretty tricky to just regularly skin up unless you had some nice powder. But when it's spring like this, it's pretty slick down there. As you get up a little bit higher here, you can see there's like 3 routes. Ideally, you want to stick right here and keep on the snow. If it's gone, you could stay straight. That'll probably last a bit longer. And then the summit will kind of be in view as you get maybe up to this next hump. There's looking back, I kind of got onto this little tundra here. The snow is very firm still. I got a while to wait. But if you had gone the standard route, or the snow maybe isn't in, you could probably get up to the cornice or the shoulder there and then summit somewhere around there. Here's a look down. Beautiful backdrop. I am just about 13,000 feet. I'm chilling. Like, I'm not trying to go fast because it's actually quite a bit colder up here, which, like, duh, it's 14,000 feet versus the start, which is like 10, but the snow is very firm. So I'd really prefer to have some nicer turns, and I'd rather not wait on the summit. I'll be a little bit more exposed to the winds. That's never fun. I really need to put some sunglasses on, but this is the final stretch here. So I basically came from down there and standard route over there. Basically I'm on the east slope right now. You can see maybe 2 people coming down. The summit's just a couple hundred feet away. Summit of Shavano here, and yeah, it's a little windy, but a beautiful spring day. I think I should be able to get some pretty good turns with minimal waiting up here, which is great. I have just about 3.5 miles to the summit, so a little shorter than I thought, and 4,000 feet of climbing. What a beautiful day. I have the summit to myself for a couple minutes here before some other skiers come up. So I'm obviously going to show you the way down, but especially today, and honestly, this is just kind of like where I'm at personally right now. I want to enjoy these turns, and if I'm flying the drone, I'm not. It's cool, it looks dope, don't get me wrong, but it just takes away from the experience of like actually doing it. So I'll do the 360, I'll have the helmet cam on as well, so you'll be able to see what's kind of going on here. But hopefully the aerial views I gave you of the way up will give you an idea of what this is like. I might try to walk down a bit. The summit is very sharky, and like, I do not care if I'm riding right off the summit or not. It's not like super important to me. Tab wash behind me here. Just a beautiful, beautiful day in the Sawatch. It is not ideal dodging all these rocks. There are a lot of them. Yikes. But once I get down into Angel itself, I should be able to just rip. But right now I'm playing it super, super conservative because I don't want to of course out my board. buddy. I love this shit. I love this shit. All right, we always keep it 1,000. By we, I mean me. I don't know why I say that. 1,000 here. So that top part was dope. It was so awesome. As you can tell, it's vibing. But this is the game you play. If you want the top to soften up and be nice and corny for your turns, down here is going to be a sloppy mess. I've had some nasty shots to the bottom of my board. Just try, if you can, to follow your tracks or the skin track that you took on the way up. Otherwise, it could be bad. It could be bad. All right, I'm gonna stop filming so I can get through this, but you get the point. Transitioned back into the summer gear here. For all the gear I'm using, by the way, you can check the links in the video description and also the full guide on the website. And if you choose to purchase any of the gear, it gives a small kickback to help the channel. Unless you're really, really lucky in the middle of the winter, not the spring, you were gonna have to walk. That's okay. That's pretty much the nature of most spring lines here in Colorado, at least. But the nice part is this bottom part is like dry, so no post holing nastiness, which is awesome. Yeah, overall, Angel of Shavano, really solid line. Always a bonus when you can tag the summit and ride pretty much from the summit down to the dry ground here. Yeah, super happy with this. This line's been on my list for such a long time, and I don't know why I just like kept punting it. So glad I got out here and did it today. If you're new to my channel, I generally am not showing the entire way down. I just think it's very boring. It doesn't add to the video. And since it's the exact same way as the way up, I'm gonna end this video at the truck with final stats. But for now, I'll see you guys there.